All right, welcome into the McGrouchville. I'm not sure what episode it is
We are
because
in,
who's
we
counting,
are
but
ep,
for all you
we are
fans,
on episode 6, I believe.
episode
Yeah.
6? I
Well,
don't
Someone's
believe
we
you.
counting.
had the
All
whole
right.
Someone's counting.
people might get conspiracy theory. We might be on 7 because we split one of the episodes in half. So
Oh, geez. Well, today, for all of our listeners, we'll be talking about conspiracy theories, flat earthers, I'm sure, and something to do with the Kansas City Chiefs, along with news you don't care about. So this week, I am your captain, Matthew, speaking alongside the
what
gambler,
up?
Landon, and our funny man, brother, Chris.
Hola.
How's everybody's week been?
I'll say a little traumatizing.
What? We'll get to that in a minute. And snow's finally melted here. It's raining.
Yeah, we're thawing out, right?
Hey,
Yes.
Thawing out,
finally.
feeling better.
I have a funny about that. So somebody in our family, instead of saying thawing out, they say unthaw. It's not that funny, but you had to be there. So
The old
What?
thaw versus unthaw.
the
There you go.
unthaw debate, the great debate. Yeah, instead of saying, "Oh, it's hot out here and this ice cream is thawing," it's unthaw, and allegedly it's caught on video too. So that is a story for another time within the family. But for those of you that are joining us for another week of awesomeness in the McGrouchville, we are reformatting our show to include a segment. And Landon has already alluded to it, but it's news you don't care about. And then we will also hit our main topic today, as we will be covering conspiracy theories. So make sure you stay for the entire show so you don't miss out on some awesome conspiracy theories. But to format our new layout here and to make it relatable, maybe we'll have this week's news you don't care about segment with the gambler.
Yo, so yes, so as some people may know, I am obviously a sports fan, but a lot of my uh, news that I mostly care about, may not be the most attractive, especially, hopefully don't offend anybody when it comes to like women's sports, more specifically WNBA. So, and this, so basically, free agency has and like trade stuff has all started out this week, and one of the biggest names, uh, or I guess a couple big names, in Joel Lloyd, who was on the Seattle Storm, basically about a month ago, she said she wanted out because I think a lot of teammates weren't liking her because she had like a contract with or like some bonus with Nike saying she had to get 20 points a game so she'll get like a certain money bonus. Well, a lot of her teammates, she kind of didn't like the fact that she pretty much was ball hogging a lot and because she wanted that bonus. So like she wasn't being a good teammate allegedly, and it kind of showed up in her box score where she would get like 25 points but only like 2 assists. So you can see how that can rub some people the wrong way, especially since they weren't that good of a team this year. I mean, they're decent, but not what you would expect from a team like that. So, anyways, yeah, she got traded this week to the Las Vegas Aces, and basically forming a. They're trying to form a no, or they, sorry, they were. This year they were kind of trying to go for a three-peat, like the '90s Bulls, and I guess this year like the Kansas City Chiefs are trying to three-peat. But this this past season they ultimately failed. Yeah, they lost to the New York Liberty, who ended up winning the championship this year. So and yeah, and now it's gonna be Joel Lloyd and Asia Wilson, arguably two of the top 5 players in all the league, on the same team. And so she went there and exchanged Kelsey Plum, you great point guard. She is going to the Los Angeles Sparks now, and she's going to be teaming up with Cameron Brink. So that's going to be a big dynamic duo. Like almost like imagine Cameron Brink being like Anthony Davis like, and Kelsey Plum being what would be a good comparison. Uh, just pretty much a great dynamite shooter, great athletic finisher. So, athletic,
A great leg finisher? Is that what you
athletic
said?
finisher. We don't need to comment don't need to comment on the legs part, but yeah, great athletic. So possibly a new dynamic duo, Kobe Shaq like. Not as good, obviously, but that's I could see potential there. And I'm not remembering uh the
Hey guys, leave it.
okay, I'm not seeing who like Seattle. I think Seattle just got like another random player and like draft picks. So that's probably the biggest news that came out. And then, second biggest news is a woman by the name of Alyssa Thompson who finished, I think, top 5 in MVP last year with 2 torn shoulder labrums. By the way, she's been playing with it for years, and she still almost averages a triple double a game. Like she's getting traded from the Connecticut Sun to the Phoenix Mercury. So that's pretty. I don't think it was for much or anything. I can't remember all the details, but like that was something. And what we thought was going to be a great combo in Alyssa Thomas and Brittany Griner, and with Kalia Copper kind of like a big three, not happening because Brittany Griner is going to the Atlanta Dream. And that's all for I'll say one topic of my not so of news nobody does not care about.
I mean, I think that was brilliant. I mean, it really challenges the listener to stay awake.
I was like, if you can survive this segment.
If anyone just wants something nice and just, it's non-controversial, just something easy listening to fall asleep to, this is your new jam.
You don't like limits drama?
I live it with 3 women here. It's like white noise. Like, I mean, that's going to be getting you in the mood to go to bed. So congratulations on that segment.
One more bonus segment. It's just for the fact that nobody cares about Jimmy Butler anymore. He's basically been acting like a baby for like almost 2 months now for the Miami Heat. Basically causing problems, and he got suspended indefinitely. Because
what did he do?
What hasn't he done? Honestly, okay. So,
I mean, I know he's not playing. Yeah. At least not right now because he's suspended.
Yeah, well, for the third time by the team. So, basically, all started last year when Jimmy Butler got hurt in the play-in against, I can't remember who. Doesn't matter. But he basically got hurt and was out for the rest of the playoffs. And, first round, the Heat, they had to go up against the Boston Celtics. They got gentlemen swept pretty much. And Jimmy Butler made the comments like, oh, if I was playing, we would beat Boston, which, no, they wouldn't have. And then, Pat Riley, pretty much like State of the Union address, he said, like, if you aren't playing, just keep your mouth shut. Kind of like, and plus, it's like, Jimmy Butler was already, like, it was time that he was able to sign a contract extension. And the Heat basically said, or like, no, we're not going to extend you yet. Even though he still has this year and a $52 million player option next year. So basically 2 full years still on his contract. And, it's not it's normal nowadays for NBA players. Like, if they don't want to be there anymore, they can just, especially, it's more often in their last year of the contract. It's like, teams he might want to get traded to a preferred destination or anything. But this is the fact that he still has another year left for $52 million, while getting paid like I think $48 million this year. So basically, and the fact that he's 36 by the way, so we gotta keep that.
I didn't realize he
I
was that
know
old.
time flies, but yeah, he's 36, and he wants another contract extension for like mega, like max deal, and obviously, the Heat don't want to really do that because they don't, especially for a player who is hurt all the time and doesn't take the regular season seriously. So the first time he got suspended, it was just like he was, I think, breaking team rules, like not showing up and not even playing hard, like at all, just standing in the corner, like like pretty much like why are you even playing, or like why are you even here if you're not gonna play? And just I don't know all the details, as far as that, but he basically not following team rules, and so they suspended him seven games, I think. Then he comes, he's making all this sort of drama, making jokes about himself, saying he doesn't have a job, but and plus he has a coffee shop that he owns in Florida as well, so it's like that opens up at 9 opens up at 9 a.m. by the way, so don't know how that's profitable.
You say it's a coffee shop
Yes.
that opens at 9 a.m.?
Yeah, don't know how that works, but whatever.
You
No,
might be
he's
onto
not.
something.
Coffee.
He might be on
Yeah,
something.
on something. Yeah.
Could you imagine though, your baristas coming in all chipper and nice, and because they just got to work at like 8:30
Yeah.
to open up
Meanwhile,
shop,
everybody's already at work.
and they probably had a cup of Joe already. Life's good, and then your customers they're probably okay too. They're in for their second cup.
Yeah, if they're not already at
of
work.
the day, so they're feeling good and ready to spend.
Yeah.
He might have the coffee
Yeah.
shop hack.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. Starbucks is doing it all wrong.
You are correct. I don't think anybody cared about this news,
Yeah.
so I'm excited about this segment.
Yeah.
See what you
Well, it's the fact that nobody
next.
doesn't care about this because it's just never. It's like a drama series. It's just like, and it's been going on for months now. And then
I like it.
And then he came back for 2 games, and then he got suspended again for missing a team flight. So like that's automatically like, we're not gonna.
Flights are hard for adults.
It's fun one thing to be like a little bit late, but he didn't even show up for a flight, and they had to go. They eventually just left him because like we can't wait any longer. So yeah, then he got suspended another 2 games for that, and then it was time for him to come back, and they told him, in practice, like, hey, you're not going to be starting. You're going to be coming off the bench, and then he basically throws a temper tantrum and he walks out of team practice. So now he's suspended indefinitely. Yes.
Indefinitely.
Oh,
kids.
With or without pay.
When you're suspended, you don't get paid.
Means.
He might get some of.
Well, see that's good. That's good. Justice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that rule's been around, or I mean, yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, because regular folks, when they're suspended at work, they rarely get paid unless it's something that they did throughout that they're protected by.
And he's literally been a cancer in the locker room too. So it's finally nice to get that out. But yeah, it's just gonna be interesting because not the first time he's pulled stunts like this. He's done it in Chicago, Minnesota, Philadelphia.
I forgot he was in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's been every time he leaves, it's always a bad, temper tantrum, type of stuff. So not the first time. So now it's gonna be like, what team even wants to deal with this crap anymore? But
I just don't know why Lord Voldemort doesn't just kick him out. I mean, does he have? Wouldn't he have the power?
He does look like
you
Lord
would,
Voldemort. Oh man, that's gonna be. We're gonna have to save that one for our main
and
segment.
what's great for next week? Next week is the trade deadline for the NBA. So hopefully all this will be over with, and
I will say I do like the Grizzlies though, so I appreciate your basketball.
Hey, I mean,
wisdom.
Grizzlies are wanting, or I'll say, they wouldn't mind trading for him, but Jimmy's like, he says, "Oh, I'll go to any team in the league. Oh, except I don't want to go here, like specifically Memphis." And
I don't want him and Morant being on the same.
No, that's gonna be
teams.
cancer. But yeah, that's news that nobody cares about.
I loved it. That's our new segment. We'll see how the audience takes it in.
Oh, this is next level. Yeah, I could have gotten up and made myself another White Russian, but I chose to sit back and relax and enjoy.
I don't think Chipper or Newt enjoyed it as much, though.
No.
Now that we got sleepy eyes, got to get all the.
From waking up at 9 a.m. to go get your coffee.
Yes. Oh goodness.
It's really a good theory overall. 9 a.m. Come in, get your second.
Yeah,
cup,
but the thing is, like, who's leaving work to go get their second cup?
No, I think this is like for folks who either work from home or
think about all the content, folks. Like if it's in Miami, you got a lot of
baddies,
content
creators in South Beach. I saw them last June for the boat trip, and we stayed there, and there's plenty walking around. Great content.
Yeah,
and they like coffee at all hours.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
There you go.
A lot more details, but that I gave you all the gist of it.
I like it. Can't wait till next.
That was like, it wasn't even the Cliff Notes, man. That was the real unabridged version.
That was
take it every time, man.
Like Woj out there, ESPN days.
I mean, when you spend your entire childhood watching ESPN, learn from the best.
There you go. Well, moving on. I mean, if you're into political stuff, you may have seen that the president has declassified some files like the assassinations with JFK, RFK, MLK, hitting all the big historical facts on that.
Okay.
So
we
are not
going to just one.
In fact, Gigi was born the year of the JFK assassination.
What is that?
That Gigi was born the year of the JFK assassination. That's how we remember her birthday.
Gigi had a birthday last week. Yeah, so we already covered that one on last week's show. But that's wild.
So I probably just said a bunch of stuff y'all don't understand. Y'all have to explain some stuff I don't understand. What does even declassified even mean in this situation?
I'm going to let Christopher give you a Cliff Notes on that one.
I don't know if I have time to look that one up. My best guess is just as a citizen is it's been under lock and key for 60 years and 60 plus years, and so they finally said, okay, enough's enough.
Enough's enough.
And I think that a lot of times, and I'm sure the audience hopefully would correct me and chime in and be like, no, you're wrong. That it's planned that way. Like they'll have a time frame on whatever information, then eventually, boom, it's open. Here we go.
Right. No. That doesn't help me at all, but
there you
sure.
Go.
So,
stay on the course.
That's a politician's answer right there. It's like, hey, I'm just gonna.
I mean, I guess it would be bringing up all news, the sad news that happened last night.
Oh, at the time of recording, yes. What Landon bringing the real life stuff.
It's probably should have been the first topic. Most important. Instead with all the news you don't care about, but we're going to be talking about conspiracy stuff. Like, I think something's going on with, like, how does a helicopter run into a plane like that? In like it's supposed to be like a no-fly zone for helicopters or something. I don't know. There's something weird about that. extremely sad, but
definitely prayers and sad. And I know a lot of other shows are going to cover that one, but it's a nice shout out as far as thoughts, prayers, and everything going on in that.
2025 is, I mean, literally, we're this is January 30th, but it really feels like January 90th.
I was saying last week, it's been the longest freaking month, and so many things have been piled in. So it's going to be a great topic for today.
Very, very busy month of activity. Not all great. Some okay.
Well, today we'll be talking about conspiracy theories, specifically in sports. So for all the folks who don't believe in the moon landing or think the Earth is flat or that Tupac is still alive, this show is not for that segment. As we'll be transitioning into sports. I mean, we got the Kansas City Chiefs going into the Super Bowl. A lot of folks' conspiracy. The theory is that the refs are helping them out and getting them there some loving, going for the three-peat. So, Christopher, I'll kick this one, our main segment, over to you to.
Well, I mean, it just, I get it. I mean, I get on both sides. If you're a big Chiefs fan, you're like, hey, messed around and found out, right? But the rest of us, though, in the 49 other states, we're just like, really? Like it's I don't know, but it wouldn't be the first time that there's a scandal with refs. Tim Donaghy, that is a proven scandal, right? A proven theory of circling back to the NBA there of ref manipulation. And I don't think that this is what's going on nowadays. Just
didn't he serve time in jail for that, or did he have to pay a fine? Or
I think so. It seemed like it was a thing, right?
That would be a Landon thing.
That's
to know.
Okay, so that's like when the mafia was like paying the guy, right? Is that?
Yeah, he was getting.
Yeah, or like he was getting threatened by the mafia.
To like, was it
like shaving points? Yeah,
points? Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Granted, I'm trying to put myself in his situation. Like, if you're getting threatened by the mafia, if they're like threatening your family and stuff, is like, what else? I mean, throw this game or we'll like, end your family type of stuff, or do like, that's just a tough situation to be in. So from that, I definitely understand. Like, deal with any penalties yourself, or have it, more personal, family matters potentially get involved.
Kinda, but there's however many other refs who didn't do that.
Right.
So
yeah,
there's always that. It's,
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, we just say if we don't know.
I mean, so. you make yourself sure. Yeah, we definitely deep dive on that specifically would be it would be a whole series of podcasts. We could probably cover that for weeks. Yeah, I mean, people will be like, okay, guys,
the McGrouchville is all random. Yeah. We investigative journalism.
More about randomness than anything consistent. So consistently random.
It is true. We don't even when I say, hey, next week we're going to talk about this. We just skip our topics. They're not even.
Yeah. Who knows how many things we've. Oh, we'll got another story for next time.
Yeah, back when I was a young dating lad on the market there, my goal was to keep you guessing. So it translates over to podcasting. Predictability is
overrated.
But yeah, I mean, so there's a whole dearth of topics that we can talk about, and it seems basketball seems to be the
basketball is the thing.
The flow here. Yeah. So I mean, we could circle back and talk about the GOAT, the real GOAT, not the dude who's like.
Who's 40 years old, still playing, who's still putting up triple doubles.
Who made a fake Space Jam movie.
You know,
It's not real.
Right.
you know what?
Although
That's
your nieces, they love that one because it's the only one they've. I don't think they've actually seen the original one.
they haven't seen the OG.
I don't think they've seen the OG.
Oh,
But we actually did
oh
see the
no.
second one in the theater.
Oh,
I remember I spent a lot of money that day.
Oh, I remember you complaining about spending a lot of
oh,
money.
yeah.
Yeah. We could watch the OG for like a nickel.
Yeah, here's the oh gosh, Space Jam 2, like, yes, it was not good, but I set my bar like very, very low, and we've talked about my Rotten Tomatoes stuff is like.
I was gonna say,
He was
tomatoes
Yeah.
fucking
do you think-
tomatoes.
It's like I was
how
expecting
many
like
tomatoes do you
a-
think
a
people
2,
are
like on
throwing
a scale of 1 to 10. A 2. It got up to a 4 for me. Like
you were gonna throw 4 tomatoes? Or
no,
like,
I'm going on normal people. Like on a scale of 1, normal people
Okay.
scaling 1 to 10. How would you rate it? I would give it a 4. So it exceeded my expectations because my bar was just that low. But
all right.
Wow. So the OG, it is gosh, it still
Oh, yeah.
predates you, man.
yeah,
I know.
Oh.
I mean, at least
Oh,
I
that's
have
brutal.
seen it though.
But the good news is
Yes.
you can go back and watch The Last Dance, and it covers a little bit of what we're going to talk about.
It's a
Yes,
shame
it's
I
true.
still haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Are
I'm
you
not
kidding
kidding.
me?
I have not seen it.
When you guys come visit,
I mean, everyone had to watch it. It was I thought
It was the
like
only thing on
government
COVID.
mandated during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to watch
What was I?
it.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
were you still in high school?
No,
What were you doing?
5 years ago?
No, I was.
No,
What was?
no. I was learning how to drink a beer in the bar. Learning how to order something properly.
Not working
No,
or hating
no, it was
work.
definitely the hating work season. 'Cause I didn't stop working. But yeah, what?
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know. I don't know what I was doing. It never, never crossed my TV screen.
It's actually it's a lot better than Space Jam. It
Yeah.
comes in at 44% on the Rotten Tomatoes. The 63% on the popcorn meter. I guess that's.
I mean, but honestly, like, nostalgia, it definitely helps it a lot, though. The original Space Jam. Because
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, even as a movie, like, rewatching it without the nostalgia, it's maybe a 5 or a 6. But nostalgia, it brings it up like a 9.
There you go.
Yeah. It's getting hammered by the critics. Space Jam. Jay Boyer, the Orlando Sentinel, said, "This isn't Looney Tunes; it's Sloppy Tunes." I mean, really. Ryan Gilby from the Independent out of the UK says, "Space Jam is nothing if not a product made by men who gauge a film's success by how many soft toys it spawns." I mean, I guess I can't really negate that. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I haven't watched it in years. Yeah, I guess we'll have to watch it on the upcoming trip to Cincinnati. Maybe if there's a couple blowouts during the tournament, we'll put the OG on so girls can, pretend to watch it.
Oh yeah,
and complain about it.
Yeah,
Complain. Oh man. Well, I mean, yeah, hitting on the conspiracy theories and the goat here. So this says for the audience.
So the goat and our degenerate gamer, they have a few things in common.
Oh, this is good.
Just I mean, this overall gambling. I mean, but I don't know if they're really comparable at the same. There's not the same level there, except for maybe that quarter game that he used to play in the locker room. But you wouldn't know.
But you wouldn't know because you didn't watch The Last Dance.
I have heard of it
really
though, like just
that.
through like other people like on interviews and stuff. Just little things like that, like how competitive he was, and that's why he's go because he just refused to lose, and when you have that type of mindset, you can do anything.
Yeah, for sure. I was looking at a pair of J's on the internet the other night. I probably spent 30 minutes like pining on on buying, and they're
Oh,
still in the cart. It's $200, man. $200. And then a brand new pair. It's a Jordan 5 Retro that they're all black and have like little shades of blue. I think you have to be on the list and do all kinds of magic via Nike.com. I literally, I think that you can pay someone to maybe get them, and then you wind up paying like $400 or $500 for them, and then that's ridiculous. 200 is over the top. Anything over that is, yeah, they're not going to make me jump high. I already know. I've tried. I already know. I already know. Yeah, but for real, do you guys think that his first retirement was a suspension or a choice? Like, wait, this is this is way back in '93.
93. So we're talking,
That's
32 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, this is before the internet was born.
before internet, before me.
Oh, before me. I mean, I was only 7, I think, but being like even your little kid, there's always that one household name that Michael Jordan. So I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy. I know his dad died around that same time. Was it around that same time or?
I think so. Ish. Yeah. Yep. He actually talked about the father's murder earlier that year in '93. You're spot on,
So
sir.
look at that. So when you're carrying a whole city, you're going for a three-peat. It's a lot of stress. Maybe he just wanted to, take his money, go home, or all the money that he still had after gambling.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if this is more of a David Stern thing, as far as like him not wanting to embarrass the league or embarrass his
that's right. Yeah, because if you kick out the number one, the face of the league, basically, what does that look like, right? So, I mean, and you have to think, because of what I just said about the pre-internet, what would that have gone? How would that have gone down differently versus today? With
keep in mind, a year ago we had Shohei Ohtani, right?
Yeah, his
that's right.
That's right. My conspiracy, I say I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy, but I think that guy took one down because you would not have, with baseball and your fan base, you can't have the face. I would consider Shohei like a face of baseball. I mean, at least globally.
That kind of brings up, sure. Like, you guys probably know better than me. Like, they kicked Pete Rose out.
That was before our time. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that actually predates me.
Predates. Actually,
but he's like one of the biggest names.
This is a segment for your dad. Go wake him up. Go call him and tell him, "Hey, can you tell me about Pete Rose?"
Yeah, but like MLB, they kicked out, Pete Rose. Pretty much. Was he still playing or?
I think he was a manager at that time. And then you had old Lou Piniella come in and win the World Series. There you go.
But, just like, but again, Pete Rose, one of the best players ever, and they refuse to put him in the Hall of Fame now.
R.I.P.
Actually, I got to recant. We're doing, because we do have fact checks that happen. No, it only went down in 1989.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it was.
So
after his manager. As a manager, he had to accept the settlement and include a lifetime ban. That's a thing. Okay. Yeah, not in the 70s. He played in the 70s, obviously.
I guess probably is maybe different since he was actually betting on the sport, and like Jordan, he just liked casinos and stuff. Unless he was like.
But it would have been all over Twitter and stuff. I mean, do you think he would have been canceled?
I mean, there would definitely be like a lot of videos, like online, like, "Hey, Michael Jordan here. He just placed a $10K bet on black 21 or whatever."
But he's so like intense that I don't know. Would have been nervous.
Yeah, you'd almost wonder if he'd have some sort of protective layer around him, right? I'm sure he did then, but even more so now. No. There's So I think that's more of a quality point to make. For a podcast is like how different with what we have.
I
Yeah,
also,
even
yeah,
yeah.
I don't think
Go
the
ahead.
Rockets championship though, because those back-to-back years, Jordan came back in '95, but towards the end of the season, I'm gonna have to put an asterisk on that because Jordan was out of the league and the Rockets took over.
Yeah, I mean, when you have arguably the second best
Yeah.
player when Hakeem Olajuwon. Yes.
Hakeem
Okay.
Olajuwon is correct for 100.
And he's
sir.
still alive, unlike poor
Yeah.
Dikembe Mutombo.
One of the greatest
R.I.P.
shot blockers ever. Yeah, but it was just pretty much okay. Top, goat's gone. Next man up, Hakeem Olajuwon. Second. You I was surprised Charles Barkley. At that time, how he couldn't get a ring.
It's gonna be the Josh Allen effect.
Oh,
Yeah.
problem. Good comparison because I mean Buffalo, while it's a great team, they're not historically bad, and Phoenix, great team, many great seasons, but never won.
Here's a fun fact: I had a Dan Marley jersey, Suns jersey.
I don't know who that is.
During that time. What?
Dan Marley.
I think Christopher. I think you picked it out and helped Gigi find it. So
Wow.
it was in the black. It was a black alternate. Yeah. So Dan Marley, white guy.
He was actually on NBA Jam. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
do you have a way for us to play NBA Jam, Matthew? Do you have a sort of old console or set up?
they've got an arcade at church. I mean, I can just. I don't know if I can.
Oh, the actual the one that was at Costco that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That is.
It was only like $400. Now that would be worth it. That's not
Yeah.
shoes. That would be worth it. Yeah.
Man, yeah. But Michael Jordan was not on the NBA Jam games. I wonder. I don't know the whole story on that. I think was that because he had he had so many different endorsements, or is that something to do with the players?
Yeah,
players
usually
union?
they have to accept a contractor or something like that, and then get paid. And I guess he's just I don't need the money.
All that Nike money, man. He's just whatever. Speaking of, have you seen that movie Air?
No, I haven't.
That's a good one too.
I'm not.
We're gonna be loading you up with goat movies.
You guys know I'm not a big movie person. So.
That movie Air, though, I'm not either. That movie Air, it's really it's cool. It made me. I think I did the same thing when I watched it. I spent like an hour on the internet looking for a pair of Jordans that I did not buy because it's just such a historic move. I mean, the way it was all handled. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got complimented the other day on my Jordan 3s I had.
Look at that. I have fake ones from China.
Nice?
That's not racist. I literally got them on the knockoff website
Temu?
from China.
No,
not the Temu.
Okay.
Nope, not Wish. Keep going. Let's see if you can keep going.
Probably Shein.
Nope.
Okay, then no. Or probably Amazon.
It's funny.
Okay.
No, not Amazon. DH Gate. I'm giving a shout out.
Is that one of your eBay buddies?
No, I mean it's like a Temu. DH Gate. I've got a fake Peyton Manning Tennessee Volunteers jersey from there too.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
There you go. I'm the cheapest of cheap. But I cut you guys off on that. You guys were getting a rhythm, and
it's all good. I don't even. Oh yeah.
But yeah, to settle this one, I vote. I vote that one is I say that Jordan was a tired dude, especially I think a lot of it watching The Last Dance. Maybe that's why I'm going to side with non-conspiracy guy on that one.
I'm definitely saying like sometimes you just want to get away.
Yeah, I mean,
From the usual stuff. Set your mind back right, and plus like it's not like he didn't like never played baseball before. It's kind of like that whole Tim Tebow thing. Like he played baseball, he just wasn't the best.
yeah, and the baseball piece like added obviously fuel to the conspiracy theory fire, and then then people saying that the Monstars and Space Jam represent his real life struggles against the league, trying to keep away from the NBA. That's the biggest stretch I've ever heard. I just
it's
want
a
to put
funny
that
stretch though.
I mean, do
Oh,
you
yeah,
really
yeah, for
believe in
sure.
aliens? Yeah. I mean, I said we
Yeah.
weren't going to talk about real conspiracy theories.
It's like when Jim got upset that, or not, he was like, like, Pam believes in ghosts. Firstly, my wife does not believe in ghosts. And she believes in ghosts.
Oh.
That is the Terry Francona, the current manager of the Reds now, he was the manager for Jordan's minor league baseball team. According to the Last Dance show that you've not watched.
I totally forgot he was back in the league, honestly. Terry Francona.
Yeah, well, when you come up to Cincinnati, I know your daddy will want to go. We can go take a ride to the stadium.
Beautiful stadium. Only been there once. But yeah, it's
The Great American?
Man, I
did you come on the Sweatfest day?
Yeah,
2015, 16, whatever it was.
2012. It was
2012. Oh,
that's how you remember that. There's two things I still remember. I remember we all left my mom at the hotel room because she was asleep, and so yeah, and I remember seeing like this old guy who was like the most swagged out person I've like ever. Back the time when like slides were a big deal, he had a pair of those on. He had some Nike Elite socks on, and he had like a red snapback on. And like, that's the most again. And I said swaggiest because like that's when it was actually trending. Swag, that word, like 2012. Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, most.
and he was at the Great Wolf
At the ballpark.
or was it the ballpark?
Yeah, most swag.
At the ballpark. Oh.
And the 98-degree weather where you can catch the sun.
But yeah, I was just like, in my 12-year-old mind, like that dude is swagged out for an old man.
Man, I was a real jerk that weekend. I'm still not going to apologize after 13 years. I'll make it up. Well, Christopher remembers being hungover and angry that the pancake place took forever to get to. So
because I was dehydrated, like beers plus the scorching sun and the lack of any wind out in the middle of the outfield.
But now listen, the last couple of games that we've been to, they've been pretty good. See, we get like under the little deck under and
that is the spot right there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's the hot spot as for the sorry.
I thought you were talking about your sweet decks
for our family. No. That only happened once, and that was last year. We got the all you can eat suite, and now the girls don't want to ever sit in the peasant seats again. So we won those tickets. It didn't cost anything, but when you're actually laying your hard-earned money down, there's a spot out in left center. It's under, like, you got the little upper deck pieces. It's a little overhang, and it's close to the bathrooms, close to the concession stand. It's real nice. You can see. It's almost like the view that we had on the second day at when we went to see the Braves and Padres, and we got rained out. It was that similar type of view, but it was a little overhang. So on a hot 98-degree weather day, you still have that shade there. So there you go.
And we went totally off topic with conspiracy theories. This was going to be the conspiracy episodes, and I didn't think that was a conspiracy since we only had one main topic so far with that. But all right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, talk about MJ. What else? What else we got?
Well, we had
Well done.
Tim
Yeah.
Donaghy. We kind of alluded on him. Do we want to switch up sports? Do we want to?
What?
There's more sports. Yeah, there's other sports
I
from
mean, that's the
basketball.
best. That's the
All
best
right, all
one.
right, all right.
There's just a lot on basketball. I mean, there's just so much basketball. Yeah. But no, I mean, low hanging fruit, MLBs. We were talking about baseball. The juice ball theories, man. Those summers of the homers were absolutely incredible. And juice balls.
I mean, you can't if
Maybe.
players can't juice themselves, you got to juice something.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I think
That'll sell, right?
didn't in Colorado they used like I'm gonna butcher this, like a dehumidifier kind of thing to store all their baseballs because of the altitude and because it was in the juice ball era. They were like, we're gonna store these in Coors Field in a special area so that they're not launching 500-600 feet.
You talking about
every
like
time.
something like off of the Major League
Yeah.
3 movie?
Oh yeah, but I'm telling you, fire up your Google machine here. Coors Light, not Coors Light, Coors Field. Crack open a Coors Light, pull up the
Coors Light
Google
Field.
machine. Coors Field dehumidifier baseballs. Oh, okay. In 2002, they installed I call it a humidor. That's it, to keep
like you put
baseballs
cigars in.
from drying out in Denver's dry, high altitude environment. I thought initially it was because the baseballs were juiced and said they were trying to.
Gosh. But I mean, isn't it funny that when something is cheating, like the whole steroid era in baseball, that was like one of the most exciting times, and then they ban it. And like,
That was
yeah,
great.
and then
I mean, I know you never got to see a Mark McGwire 550-foot shot, but hold on. We have. This is why we need to go camera. We have the Wheaties Mark McGwire commemorative number 70 home run Wheaties box. I'm going to put this on eBay here.
I was going to say, yeah.
Knows how much that's worth.
Probably like $4.
No.
But
I know. Along with my Michael Jordan baseball card.
Yeah.
See how much we can get for that on. Yeah. I just got to find it. It exists.
It exists. But yeah, the baseball, I mean, I know we're into conspiracy theories and stuff, but I don't know. There's so much media and ways that people get consumed. I sound like an old boomer that, like it was a national attention thing. That was another 30 for 30, the home run chase. It's pretty decent.
Steroids. Conspiracy theory. Why do they not let Barry Bonds in? Yes.
On the Hall of Fame?
Are you saying just let them all in, or none at all?
Like you brought, they brought so much excitement to the game, and even though maybe they were cheating, but still, like as much excitement that you bring to the game with all the homers, and you're the all-time home run leading, champion, and like that's still it still takes skill to hit home runs. You still have to have the perfect eye coordination, the perfect timing. Can't be like 1 millimeter off. So it still takes skill to do all that.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that it will eventually go back to, or kind of get, gambling is now so ubiquitous. You can gamble pretty much all the states on your phone. Where it used to be taboo. Do you think this will be kind of destigmatized, I guess would be the word, over time as like social norms and mores kind of, falter a little bit, and then all of a sudden, like, yep, let's let them in, let them all in.
Yeah, I still think they should. Because again, not any person can even do that. Like even like other athletes, they say hitting a baseball is the hardest thing you can do. Like you have multiple.
Yep.
Like baseball players are honestly kind of the most athletic. Like usually they can throw football as well. Obviously not quarterback level, but like they can throw pretty well. They're all pretty good hoopers. But honestly, cannon for arms, so they can do almost anything, and plus they can react in quarter of a second on whether to swing or not.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. I agree with you 100%. You know, um, and he was able to continue working in baseball, right? Wasn't he like a position coach or something?
Mark
Barry
McGuire.
Bonds.
No, Barry Bonds.
Oh yeah,
He was,
Barry Bonds. He was like the batting coach for the
yeah,
Marlins at one point,
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I knew it was a
or
position.
hitting
Yeah,
coach or
yeah.
something.
yeah, something. So it
Sound
wasn't
like an old
the
man, Mark
game.
McGuire. It's like the people that use the whole www dot. I mean, they're giving out an email
Instead of saying Big
like
Mac.
Big Mac, Mac Attack.
WWHD.
I thought you were gonna
www.
go WW. People still call it WWF.
Oh well, listen.
Oh.
I love fake wrestling. The Royal Rumbles this weekend, and my conspiracy theory, the Montreal Screwjob. Like, I don't know. I think more people were in on that.
Yeah, I went through like a little phase when maybe about a couple years ago when I was like, when you're still on Peacock, like I for some reason had the urge to go back and like watch through all the WWE.
Right before
Yeah,
you were
like
alive.
from like 1997. I think I got up to like 1998, 99. I watched almost all the episodes on Peacock.
Nice.
Christopher,
do you know about this Montreal Screwjob?
I don't, and I knew that WWE was on Peacock, but I didn't know the archives are.
Oh, it's a whole thing. You can go back. Like, they've got the whole library on Peacock. I'm surprised because I steal your Peacock. That does not sound for the listener audience.
The NBC people are listening, and
they're like, this guy.
They're going to banish us. Yeah, make examples.
I thought you would see on the every time I log in, this wrestling nonsense. But they even have the WC.
No, because I'm my own profile.
Oh,
so it doesn't mess with the algorithms for me.
I like it. They even have the WCW library from when they bought them out. Yes. Oh man! But essentially on that one, the Montreal Screwjob, you had Bret Hart. He was going to be leaving to WWF at that time, and he was going to go to WCW, and he was a champion. And you had Shawn Michaels, and everything obviously is pre-scripted, but he did not know that he was going to be the loser that night, and McMahon crossed him up. So you can go fire it up on the Google machine.
Well,
I don't know. Did I tell that story? Cliff Note version?
I would say,
Landon.
I think they were towards the end of the match, and Shawn Michaels. It was
in Montreal, so Bret Hart was a Canadian.
And then,
so for the listeners, he is still alive.
Yeah. Basically, I think Shawn Michaels had Bret Hart in Bret Hart's like signature move, the submission, like the
finisher,
the sharpshooter.
The sharpshooter.
So it wasn't like a 1, 2, 3 count like normal. So they, like Bret Hart might like hit the mat like once, and typically like, oh, hit your once, just like, oh, you're in pain, not repeatedly, I give up type of deal. And then like, so basically they called that hitting the mat like once or twice, saying that he tapped out when he wasn't really.
And apparently, like, Shawn Michaels says he wasn't 100% in on it. So there's some conspiracy theory stuff on that.
So he tapped the mat in agony, like real pain or fake pain?
Quote,
I think it was
quote real pain while he was in the, I'll say quote because it's great. Yeah.
Okay, so like acting pain, but it was interpreted as that he was like tapping out.
Well, McMahon
but he was all set up that way,
and
he was unaware, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
He was unaware he was going to lose, and so McMahon had the belt.
It's genius on McMahon to like orchestrate this, and then you get a genuine reaction, and then see how he's going to operate off of the script. Yeah, that's.
We probably butchered that, but you can go back and fire up the Peacock.
Yeah, because that was one of the matches I watched. So like that's a couple years ago. So like it was sort of still in my mind.
Yeah,
I thought you watched him like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he was doing all the show prep.
Yeah,
he knew we were gonna finally get to.
It's about a couple years ago. I was I don't know, I just felt like because again I missed out on the whole attitude best era area stuff. Let me see what all this was about.
It's good times, is what it
Having
was.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, get hammered every night.
Oh man, one thing because we're coming up on the Super Bowl, we kind of give the Chiefs some grief, but I didn't see everybody's always talking about this the NFL the script because like WWE's got the script on this. What are your thoughts on this whole Super Bowl script theory?
I think they want to see something new happen with the three. Some, and then they're already debating who's the GOAT, Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady. So it's like, oh, if Patrick Mahomes can do something that Tom Brady never did, but also I do, believe that right now the Eagles can actually win. Kind of, because there's also redemption.
Where do you place in your bets?
I'm going to bet
Are
Chiefs.
you going to leave it?
Again, like my thing from last week. Hey, Chiefs win, I get money. They don't, I'm happy.
Can't go wrong.
Right.
Somebody did that to me the other day on the Tennessee Kentucky basketball game. They were betting against Tennessee, being a Kentucky fan. So they placed the bet for Tennessee, but they were hoping that Kentucky would win because they're big Kentucky fans. So worked out well for them, and it was a terrible time at work for me the next day.
I saw 10 points is crazy between 8.
All of it's crazy. The fact that they're never going to win again this year. But hey,
what's crazy? Oh, I should have put this in my segment, but the fact that the Tennessee women's head coach, butcher her name, not butcher, but I can't Google. Y'all should
talking about the Lady Vols head coach.
Yes, what's her name? Yes, Kim Caldwell. So I guess sometime very recently she had a baby, and 1 week later she's already back to working.
I mean, do you think it's really her, or is it a clone? Like, there's no way you're out there just.
I mean, coaches to be a coach in any professional sports, you have to be a little insane to go through all that prep work, to get ready for each and every game, to have your whole lifestyle, it literally takes up your whole life, so I don't know, maybe she just like, oh, I'm not gonna say that.
Ooh, I hope you throw shade and say she's
a
bad mom or something.
No,
the controversy. We're going to lose more listeners, the ones we don't even have.
We'll be getting a bunch of listeners, and we might blow up, go viral.
They're going to go in the archives and be like, this guy, way back.
5 years from now, I'm like,
I would say, A, impressive, but B, like, hey,
stay home.
No.
I'm just
it's
kidding.
Just like, dang. I mean, I guess if you got money like that, just
take care of that baby.
Have to, if you have money to take care of the kid, after 1 week. I mean, I don't know who's signing up for that job right now, but I mean, I'm sure I would if I got paid enough. But
here's a fun fact: I did not realize that she. I mean, you never reveal a lady's age. So I'm actually older than her. So she was born in,
and her husband's
in the 80s.
Yeah, and her husband's on the assistant coach for the Tennessee men's basketball coach. So somehow
it's all his fault.
I mean, that's just crazy power.
I guess there was goaltending involved.
Crazy power couple. Coaching for the same school, but same sport. Just
you have to wonder what dinner is like.
They're just drawing up plays with their food on the dinner plate.
Yeah.
It's the plays. Oh man, do we have any other fun last minute or last other conspiracy?
I know. I can't find the timer.
I know it's climbing up there. Landon's
Oh,
segment bored us to tears. It went 20 minutes. You're gonna have to listen to the episode backwards.
Yeah, we'll
So you get a
we'll
good-
rearrange.
right.
I'm sure.
You can rearrange.
Do we have any good baseball? I mean, well, we talked about steroids, talked about all
Pick
Pete
up.
Rose. I
I
don't
mean,
even know any hockey, good hockey
I'm not a
conspiracy
hockey
theories.
guy, so
Yeah. It's, you know, I'm sure that there's theories on, you know, that we haven't covered out there.
anything surrounding
You
like
know.
the Miracle on Ice.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
No, but there are, you know, because there's the O2 Salt Lake City figure skating scandal, but I mean, O2 Olympic. I mean, Olympics are just they're memorable, but then they're not. Does that make sense? Because it's so big in the moment, and then it's like, oh, I mean, or almost like, you know, like all our big. Unless it's your team, it's hard to remember like actually who won the World Series in X year or the Super Bowl in every year or so. You know, it's in the moment. It's like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna remember this forever. No, you really won't. Like you have to.
I mean, I've never
When you get
even
old, you have to
watched
look
any
everything up.
Olympics like ever. I don't think.
And well, then there's that. Then there's that.
Then there's
they were available on Peacock. We should all get free Peacock subscriptions for our loyalty.
They're pretty
and,
much cracking down on all that because I know, like a lot of these places, you have to be connected to your like the home Wi-Fi of like the primary account.
yeah, in the area and such. So looking at you, Netflix cracking down.
Yeah.
Hey, it's still good on the phone though.
Dinero. Yep. Yeah.
It's still
what?
good like on the phone.
It's still good on the phone.
Huh.
Yeah.
But it's not like other devices.
I gotcha. All right.
Yeah, a little fun hack there. Yeah, they can't stop you from using it on your personal device, and
I mean, technically, laptops, TVs are all our personal devices, but
right, yeah, exactly.
Somehow there's a
There you
loophole
go.
through that.
Well, we would love to hear if any of our listeners ever subscribe and comment to see what your fun conspiracy theories. Even if you're not interested even in sports, we can still handle some of your real life conspiracies, like believing that the Earth is flat. And that, I mean, I get hung up on the fact that people don't believe that we actually landed on the moon, but that's a story, as we always are notoriously say, another time.
Yeah, that's. I mean, and if we're all wrong and the flat earthers are correct, and that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay for me.
Doesn't change my day-to-day process.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving. I think he's the one who believes in the flat Earth. Remember, and I think it was Carl Everett who didn't believe in the dinosaurs. So the old baseball player, because they weren't in the Bible. I could be making that up.
And actually, that's pretty popular.
Yeah. That dinosaurs didn't exist because they weren't.
Because they weren't in the Bible.
Huh. There you go.
I've heard that.
Do you have any final Jerry Springer closing thoughts? Final thoughts? Round us out here. There's no Super Bowl this weekend as we're recording, so we got the Pro Bowl games.
I'm so excited.
Is it flag football again?
Are you allowed to bet on that?
I'm pretty
sure.
A gambling thing? I'm not.
Because that's probably scripted.
That's what I'm going to be doing Saturday night, watching the scripted wrestling. But luckily, Tennessee plays. They play a rematch against Florida at noon Eastern time Saturday. Bounce back game, hopefully.
Yeah. Overdue. But yeah, I think that concludes our conspiracy theory thoughts and opinions there. Yeah.
Yes. So we'll be back next week with news you don't care about and other fun topics, and getting you prepped for a ride, what might be a three-peat. So with that, we are out, and have a great week, everybody. Till next week or next time, whatever. Out.
Out.